you heard about Yarn Lane, a TV show dedicated to knitting, crochet and all things yarn, bringing you demonstrations from our expert guests as well as the latest tools. And find out what's coming up on the show by following us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our email newsletter or visit the programme guide on our website at www.yarnlane.com.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too. In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 73 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in to our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 till 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So, you never have to spend a minute without us.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task. And sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. Full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and enjoyable as possible. Not only will they take your order, they'll also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere. Browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay one P&P all day.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters. Never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Hello, welcome back. If you have just joined us, welcome to Yarn Lane. If you've been watching all morning, thank you for staying with us. Oh, I'm so excited to be part of today's Yarn Lane because Sam Sabido's here. Now, it's not about favouritism or anything, but Sam, you're definitely one of our absolute firm favourites at Yarn Lane.
Thank you, that's so lovely.
Adventures in Crafting is always manic. So we put it on pre-order really early this morning because these are brand new kits and we love them. I saw the pictures on social media last night and I kept saying to Kat through Sewing Street, please, please, please let me know as soon as Sam's here because I want to wear the cardigan. I love the cardigan. I want to see the cardies. They are brand new and Sam, these are exclusive to us for a bit as well, aren't
Yes,
they?
that's right, for 3 months, yeah. So designed especially for Yarn Lane and then exclusive to you for 3 months. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. And I'm sorry, by the way, about the slightly longer break. We had a slight technical issue, but it meant me and Sam were just having a quick conversation. And Sam, I love the fact you were saying that you love the designs and this is
I
sort
love
of your
designing.
passion.
It's just such a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. So
And the
I get an
heart
idea and I
cardies.
just go with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
so feel
the
the
hearts
love.
are beautiful, especially in time. Yeah, that's it. Just Valentine's Day, feel the love. And I
Yeah.
love all the different colourways. So after putting them on social media, Sam has had a lot of people messaging her asking about certain colourways. The grey in particular, a third of the stock sold on pre-order before we even came to air. So if you wanted, I'll go through the kits. We'll go through everything with Sam. If you've got any questions, get them in. I've got a feeling the quickest way of getting these is going to be on the website. And there is a lot of people that have been waiting for this show. As Sam said, they're exclusive to Yarn Lane for 3 months, so make the most of it. yarnlane.com. Now, as always, they come so beautifully presented in their own drawstring bag. And you've named all of these differently. So this one's called Devotion.
That's right. So they're all named around the theme of love.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that one's Devotion.
So all of the others are your sort of like this one's the black with the white. You've got the brown with the pink. You're wearing the blues. But then this is the only one that's got the rainbow of
That's
colour.
the only rainbow one, yeah. So that one's got the 4 contrasting colours for the hearts. The others have just got the 1 contrasting colour. So
everything that you need in here.
everything you need is in the kit except for the hook.
Yeah.
All the yarn up to a size 5XL. So which I think
Fantastic.
I've said is a 160 centimetre chest, finished chest size.
Yeah,
So,
if you want any more information about the sizing, then message in and we can let you know. But you do get all 7 balls of your grey to do enough to do the largest size. And then you also have these beautiful colours.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet you had so much fun picking out what colours
I love
to use.
choosing the colours, and then my friend Terry Ann made that sample. So
Oh, love it.
she is the one that's got really creative with the lovely colours around the cuffs and the waistband of it. So
Absolutely,
yeah, it looks
I love
great,
that.
really
the
great.
buttons, really fun.
Yeah.
You get all of the pattern, everything that you need, all your instructions, your patterns there, and it's not just one little page. This is pages
really
and
detailed.
pages.
Yeah, I like to write my patterns so that anybody can follow them. So obviously with more experienced crocheters, you perhaps don't need all that information, but for people that are not so experienced, I know from feedback people have given me that they love following my patterns, I hope. So
Fantastic.
yeah, because there's so much information in there. I mean, it's a 13-page pattern, so.
So do you feel that somebody who is, if you've done a granny square, you started out crocheting, is this something that with your instructions is manageable?
Yeah, this is a really good step up. If you've made any of my granny square things, this is a really good next step to do. And it's way easier than it looks because it's just a simple repeat. So I love that. I mean, it works up really quickly.
Yeah.
Because you're just doing, I'll show you all the repeat in a moment, but you're just doing that same repeat again and again. So it's actually a surprisingly quick make as well.
Wow.
So.
Just so you know, this colourway, really, really popular. There are now less than how many, Kat? Oh, okay, I think less than 10 actually, nearing up on less than 10. If you have got it in your basket, please, please, please do check out. The grey and the rainbow colours is beautiful. The Feel the Love cardi, but this one is Devotion. So you've got this lovely grey as well. In fact, Kat's going to come out in a moment and model it. You thought I'd forgotten. Oh, we've got a lovely picture actually of Sam modelling it, but yeah, we'll see Kat in it as well. $41.99, silver and rainbow colours there. That one is absolutely gorgeous. Do make sure you are checking out of your basket. So 7 of the silver and then each of your rainbow colours, and they are beautiful together, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we also have 3 other colourways. You tell me which one. They're all neck and neck. The other 3 are all neck and neck. Sam, I love your blue as well. Do you have a favourite?
Oh, it's really, I love them all.
Yeah.
I own 2 of them, luckily. So the one you're wearing and the one I'm wearing, I
Love that.
made.
Yeah.
So I will reluctantly hand back Terry Ann's to her. And then the brown one was made by my friend Claire. So I think it's difficult. I love the rainbow one, but this one feels more versatile in a way.
I suppose this is great for with your jeans.
Exactly. So I got it on with a pair of dungarees. And I've got loads of sort of pinafore dresses in denim. So if
Yes.
you like denim like I do, this one, although the grey would be lovely, all would be lovely with it. But I'll just show you, I've got my dungarees on underneath here. So
Oh, brilliant.
yeah. So I'm not sure. I can't answer that, I'm afraid. But I do really like the blue. I do like the blue. I think I'll be
Ruth has
wearing it
said
a
the
lot.
blue's her favourite.
Yeah. I think the blue, you get the versatility with it. The black one
Yeah.
I designed because it's actually got a natural rather than a white for the hearts. And the reason I designed that one is because I've recently bought a couple of black dresses,
Yeah.
a bit like the top you're wearing, that have got a kind of a cream or a beige in them,
Yeah.
so floral, so
Yeah.
they're black backgrounds. Then they've got floral colours and then quite a lot of beige in there.
Yeah.
So I wanted something to wear with those. So that was the reason
Yeah.
I went with that colourway.
And
I
I
have
always,
been wearing it loads with
yeah,
them.
I always wear, I often wear my black jeans, but it feels, you still feel really comfortable. It's ever so
Yeah.
warm. It's lovely, really lovely and soft. So this one, what have we named this one, Sam? This one is called Eternal.
Eternal.
So this is the one that Sam's wearing. This is your navy and denim
Yeah.
blue, these are called. So you have, how many of the navy,
So you've got
Sam?
7 of the navy
Yeah.
and 2 balls of the denim. So
And it is lovely and soft
it's really
yarn,
soft.
isn't
I
it?
love working with this yarn. It's 100% acrylic. It's one of the softest acrylics I've come across. So
It's not itchy at all,
no,
is it? It's just
it's
super
so
soft.
comfortable to wear.
And
Yeah.
can I wash this okay?
Yes, yeah. I mean, you might want to hand wash it just to be
Yeah.
on the safe side, but it can go in the washing machine. I think if I was putting it in a washing machine, I might put it in a pillowcase or
Yeah.
something, just so it doesn't spin
Yeah.
too hard and
Yeah.
come undone. But yeah, it'll be fine in the washing machine.
Brilliant. And remember, 13-page instruction booklet. This isn't just, a little pamphlet or a little leaflet, presuming you know how to do everything. Instructions are not available individually. The kits are not available elsewhere, only here on Yarn Lane for the next 3 months. We've got exclusivity from Adventurers with Crafting. I absolutely love it. $41.99, and this is for the blue colourway that Sam's wearing. Very, very popular indeed. It looks very dark on screen. It is more of a navy blue than a black. We have got the black option coming up. This is enough. Can you remind us of the chest size again?
Yes, so
Sorry,
I've
Sam.
written the pattern so that it's quite finely graded actually, because you've got grading for small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, so all the way up to 5XL.
Oh, fantastic.
So that goes from an actual chest size of 77 centimetres up to 158.
Brilliant.
And then I've also got your finished chest size on the pattern as well.
Brilliant.
So I would highly recommend measuring yourself
Yeah.
before you start making it, so that
Yeah.
you know what size you want to make.
Yeah.
And also have a think about whether you want your finished cardigan to be fitted or whether you'd like it to be a bit bigger.
Slouchy. Yeah,
So
that's a good point.
I've made myself 2, and they're 2 different sizes. So the one that you're wearing, Vix, is the size smaller that is
Yeah.
fitted on me for my
Yeah.
dresses.
Yeah.
And this one is baggier. This is
Yeah.
the size up.
Nice.
So
Yeah, so
you've
yeah,
got
have
and
a
because
bit of
it's
a
so
play.
finely graded, you can play with those sizes. So,
Brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant. $41.99. The one that I'm wearing. What's my item code, Kat? Got it. So this is enchanting. This is enchanting. It's black and neutral, like you said. It's not monochrome black and white, and it would look completely different actually if it were with a white yarn. It's a bit softer on the
I
eye,
want it to
isn't
be a
it?
bit softer and be able to wear it with something quite feminine if you wanted
Yeah.
to. Like you say, also with jeans and just a t-shirt.
Yeah.
But great over a floral dress.
Yes.
There's a lot of black and floral dresses in the shops at the moment. Seems to be quite
Absolutely.
on trend.
You've got 7 of your black. Oh, I love that picture. Woo! And then you also get 2 of your neutral. The colour of this one, actually, I always love looking at the different colours. This is called natural colour, but they always do quirky names, don't
Yeah,
they?
it's interesting hearing the names, yeah.
Plus, don't forget, you do get all of your pattern. If there's any questions that you have for Sam while she's here, please do make sure you get them in. I totally forgot to go onto the Yarn Lane, so let me do it. Yarn Lane TV. I'm on the Facebook page, so if you do have any questions, absolutely get them in. Oh, lots of people saying hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Oh, and I love everyone saying hello to each other as well. Afternoon, everybody. Hi, Ruth is there. Joe's there. Tina's there. Mavis is there. Thank you for all of your messages. I'm liking that cardi, says Tina. Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? Lot of love for these. We're feeling the love with our heart cardis on both Facebook pages, Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. So if you are watching normally a Sewing Street viewer and you're watching Yarn Lane maybe for the first time, have a go. This is crochet, remember. And what size hook are we working with?
4mm. So a 4mm is what you would normally use with double knit.
Okay.
If you find you normally have to go up to a 5 maybe or down when you work with double knit, then do the same with this. So,
Okay.
And there is a gauge in there I'll talk you through in a moment, so you can check your tension before you start. So
Perfect. £41.99. Right, we've been through all the kits. Do make sure you check out as soon as you can. Just so you know, oh, hang on, have I not done them all? I've missed one. This one. So this one, oh yes, of course, the neutral. This one is with koala.
Yeah,
So I told you I love the names. This is koala. So you get 7 of the koala and you get 2 of the rosy. Rose, just Rose. I decided to call it Rosie. So you get 2 of the Rosie and or Rose and 7 of your koala, which is this lovely tan. That combo is beautiful
I
as
love
well.
it. Yeah, I think it's really, again, really versatile. You could wear that with a dress or anything.
And you don't need, I mean, that one, you haven't put buttons on, have you?
No, so buttons are optional. They're not included in the kit.
Yeah.
So I have it, though, explained how to add buttonholes.
Okay.
And you've got some buttons available, I think, to buy today. But your one, I've dug through my vintage button tin and I've used mismatched black buttons.
Love that.
And this one, I've used some wooden ones.
Yeah.
And Terry Ann used some she had in her stash. But the brown one, no, I didn't put, well, Claire didn't put buttons on. So you can choose whether you want buttons on it or not.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Hi, I've missed this, but is there enough yarn to make the 5XL in the kit?
Yes. Yeah, up to a chest size of around about 160. It's a finished chest size of 160. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you ever so much. $41.99. In fact, actually, do you know what? It's unisex, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No
Oh,
reason why a man can't wear one.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love them. And I love the feature of the sleeves. You've got this sort of balloon sleeve, haven't you?
So you can adjust, with all my patterns, as you go along, you can adjust the length, the arm size. So that's really adjustable. So if you want a really large balloon sleeve, you can leave a bigger space, or you can have a narrower sleeve if you'd like to. So you've got all the instructions for that in the kit as well.
But like you say, for those of you that are avid crocheters, then you can really experiment and play around, especially that rainbow one. The cuffs and the ribbing at the bottom.
Yeah.
You can play around with
Ann's
it.
put the colours into the ribbing, and you can do that with any of the cardigans. You could add you'll have plenty of yarn left over if you want to add those into the cuffs or the ribbing at the bottom.
Brilliant.
So, yeah.
So that's your, what have we called this one? Cherish. This is Cherish, $41.99 for your neutral colour with the koala and rose, $41.99. Thank you all so much for your messages. Start knitting Easter chicks while watching. And Facebook's just ping me to tell me you're live. Oh, I'm pleased that you've got us, Tina. Pleased that you've got us. That's very prepared doing your Easter makes, isn't it? Right, so make sure you're checking out your baskets during the demo. We are very, very limited on the grey and rainbow, the silver and rainbow. Definitely check out. Quickest way to shop is on the website. But of course, you can also call the customer service team at any point as well. It's all 1P&P across Sewing Street and Yarn Lane today. Right, so where do we start?
Okay, so start with sizing. That's really important. So the first thing you need to decide is what size you would like to make. And as I said, you've got the fine grading here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sizes I've provided the instructions for.
Great.
You've got your chest size, which is your current chest size, and your actual finished chest size. So you can see it's very little ease in it. I've made it to be fitted. So
Yeah.
if you want to have a looser, baggier look to it, go up a size. So
Okay.
first thing, always really important, decide what size you want to make.
Yeah.
And please measure yourself if you're making it for yourself, because it makes all the difference. So, and then you might also want to measure your armhole depth that you might like, and also length of the cardigan.
Right.
Because I've done mine so it fits just below your waist. So
Yeah.
just really, mine's just on my hips. But I've also included instructions on how to make it longer.
Brilliant.
If you'd like to. So you do the repeat more often.
And
So-
do you have enough yarn to go a little bit
Yes,
longer?
yeah, you've got plenty of yarn. So I made the XL and used about 4.5 balls of the main colour and
Okay.
less than 1 of the complementary colour. for
Oh,
the
fantastic.
heart.
So you've put more than enough in
I've got,
these kits.
as usual, more than enough. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So once you've decided on sizing, I've also included, what I've done is I've suggested starting with the back panel. So you've got a rectangle for the back panel. So I've told you how many chains you need to make to start it. And also I've provided you a guide as to how long, when measured in centimetres, that chain should be when slightly stretched. So that's one way of checking your tension. So it's well worth doing that. If also you want to be extra careful, you can also make a swatch. So I've talked you through that as well, which is just a little square of trebles and then measure it to make sure it's the same size as my little square of trebles. So
Right.
if not, if it's small, you go up a hook size. If it's too big, you come down a hook size. So it doesn't take very long, 10 minutes, and
Oh,
that
great.
gives you an idea as to whether your tension is the same as mine. And that just ensures that your finished cardigan will fit you nicely. And also in my patterns, I always put your stitch guide, so you've got that in there as well. So I'm going to start today by talking you through the actual stitch. So I've called it a heart stitch. This is my take on a heart stitch.
Oh, I love it.
So I've got a pre-made little swatch to show you, and I'll talk you through how you actually make the stitch.
Okay.
So imagine this is, I think I said this last time, I was on a teddy bear's back panel for a teddy bear
Yeah.
cardigan. So it just gives you the idea. You'll start with this back panel like this, which is just, as I say, a rectangle. And then then you make 2 more panels, one for each side of the cardigan. And obviously there's a bit of shaping because I've made it into a V-neck.
Yeah.
But that's really straightforward and lots of detail in the pattern about how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a chain of 36 for my swatch. So as usual, you start with your slip knot on your hook. So you just need to make sure you've got a knot that will move up and down and get bigger and smaller. And then I'm going to start with 36. So never count this loop that's already on your hook. You start chaining and then you start counting. So that's 1. So I'll just... So if you want to have a go in advance, you could follow this along on your recording and make sure you've got your little swatch before you start. But you don't have to do that. You can just launch straight into your cardigan if you'd like to. So I haven't been counting, so let's just have a count. So as you're counting, you count these little V's. They look a bit like chain link, I always
do,
think.
yeah.
If on their, when they're put upright like that, they look like V's, or you can count them on their sides. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hope that gives you an idea of how to count. So now I'm just going to concentrate as I 25.
June says, oh my goodness, Silver is calling me. Sam is super helpful too.
Oh, thank you.
Karen's asked, can we buy the pattern? You can't get it on its own. The only way of getting it is in the kits today, and they're very, very popular. Debbie, we did get your text. We got your message. Thanks for joining us. I love the grey one. Oh, very limited now. It's your side graphic. Sorry, I always try to not interrupt you.
Choose a moment when I'm counting, that works well. Okay, so once you've made your chain, you're starting with a line of trebles, and this is actually all worked in trebles, and mainly trebles anyway. So with trebles, you always start your first stitch in the 4th chain from the hook. So you've got your loop on your hook, and the yarn's coming out of that bit there, which is that first chain. 1, 2, 3, find the 4th one along, and for a treble, it's yarn over, under that loop for that chain, pull the yarn back through, gives you 3 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So you're just going to work along, just making one treble into every one of your chains along there. So I won't do it all, but just to get you started, so you can see that's how you start. So the first 2 rows, in fact, are just a row of trebles. So just very straightforward. And then I'll show you I've got one already done. So that becomes the bottom of the back, and that's part of your repeat, is just a row of trebles.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to work all the way along doing your trebles, and then all the way back down doing your second row of trebles, and you'll end up with something like this.
Okay,
Right
I'm
way
keeping up with
round.
this.
Okay, so now we're ready to start on the hearts. So the hearts are obviously in the contrasting colour, so I'll go for a really obvious one, a pink. So you can do them in any order you like, obviously, with your rainbow one. So what I like to do to join my colour, there's loads of ways of joining colour, but this is how I do it. You're going to, when you get to your last stitch in your row, and the chain 3 counts as a stitch with trebles, so that chain 3 I made at the beginning is my final stitch as I come along to the end. So I'm going to put yarn over, go into that top chain, that third of the 3 chain, pull the yarn back through and start the treble as normal. So I've got 3 loops on my hook, so yarn over through 2 of them. And then when I've got 2 loops left, I'm going to pull through the new colour. So what you do is you put a loop of the new colour on your hook and you just pull it through those 2 loops there. And it's just a really nice, straightforward way of changing colour.
Okay.
So you finish the stitch, you've got your grey V to show that's the finished stitch, but you've got a loop of the new colour ready to go.
Yeah.
And then you can just snip off your grey over there, leaving yourself enough yarn to weave in at the end, and you're ready to work in your pink.
Oh, okay.
If you'd like to be extra secure, you can tie a knot here with these 2 tails, but I don't really do that, but you're very welcome to. And then you're ready to start on your heart row. So for the hearts, you're starting with a chain of 5. And then you're turning it over. And then you're going to skip. Now the way I've written it in the pattern, just to make it extra clear, is you're skipping 5. Now you don't count the stitch at the base with trebles, so you're going to skip the next 5. So I have put in brackets including 6, including that one here at the base. So you're skipping, so that's your first, so then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you look at it like that, you want 6 grey posts in total.
Right.
And you're going to work into the 7th one along. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was that one there. And you're going to do yarn over, into there, pull the yarn back through. So you're starting with a treble. And then you're going to do another treble in the same space. So you've got 2 trebles sitting in that same space. And then you're going to do a chain 1 in the air and another 2 trebles in that space. So that's what it looks like at this stage. So it's like a little shell stitch.
Yeah.
So you've got your 2 pink trebles, a little gap there, which is your chain 1, and then another 2 trebles.
Right,
So
okay.
you can see the beginnings of a heart shape
yeah.
there. And then you've got a simple repeat. So you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 6. So
Right, because I was wondering, I did have a look on the inside and thought, do you have yarn that carries over? But you don't at all?
No, that will get enclosed into it. So you're going
it's
to
so
work around that
clever.
chain.
I was
So
thinking you were having to swap like a lot more than you are then. So
Yeah.
this is a heart row.
it's so much easier than it looks. It's a really nice technique for that. So yes, so I've done a chain 3 and then I'm going to skip 6 down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again going to the 7th one. And again, I'm making a heart, so I'm doing 2 trebles, then a chain 1, and then 2 more trebles. Chain 1, and then 2 more trebles in the same space. So that's another. It doesn't look like a heart quite yet, but you get the idea.
We trust you though.
It will do on the next row. Then again, chain 3. So this is, if you want to have a try before your kit arrives, grab some of yarn from your stash and just have a little go at a swatch like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, In the 7th one, do the same again.
This is a good technique to use actually for like a border of a blanket.
It's a brilliant stitch to do. It's one of those stitches. It's really fun because it keeps you interested. So I'm not a great fan of doing the same stitch again and again for rows and rows.
Okay, yeah.
But for this one, because the repeat, you do your hearts and then in the next row you make it look more like a heart.
Yeah,
There's always that element of
satisfying.
fun.
Yeah.
This bit's coming next. And then you would do that again. So chain 3, skip 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th, do your two trebles, chain 1 and 2 more trebles. And then you finish off the moment of truth. Yes, that's okay. We're doing a chain 3, and then you will have 5 to skip at the end here, and you're going to make a double crochet into the 3rd of this 3 chain here. So when you're working with trebles, you always count the 3 chain as a stitch, so you have to work into it.
Do you do UK terminology?
I do. So
Yeah.
this is UK doubles, and UK trebles. So in American terminology, they would call that a single crochet.
Ah, okay.
So just put your hook straight through that top chain there, pull the yarn back through, and I'm going to change back to the grey now. So then exactly the same as the way I changed it before. I've got 2 loops left on my hook ready to make that double crochet and just pull through that grey. And then I'm just going to pull that to tighten it a bit. Okay, and we're going to work into that stitch that we've put the double crochet in later on. So you could pop a stitch marker in there if you'd like to.
So that's really easy to change your colours as well.
I really like changing my colours like that. I used to do it a different way, but I'm a real convert to this way now. It's just so easy. Okay, so that's the little row of hearts ready to be made into proper hearts. So for the next row of the repeat, you do a chain 3, turn it over, and we're now going to work back along. And we're actually going to work into the grey stitches, so into the top of the stitches from row 2, over the top of this pink chain. So enclosing the pink chain into your stitches.
Right.
So yarn over, we're making trebles again. And then into the next one along, so that's this stitch here. And because you're going into the row that's the row before, so normally you'd work into the pink row, but because you're going a row further down, your V's are slanted up towards you. So if I just get a hook, another hook from here, and just pop that under there, this is the V I'm aiming for. And in my pattern, I've put photographs of this stage to talk you through it. Whoops, now I've got my hook come out that way instead. Okay, so yarn over, under that V, so you have to go upwards because you're working it from the front. Also put your hook underneath the pink chain.
Yeah.
Pull the yarn back through so you can see immediately pink chain is going to be enclosed in there.
Hidden. Nice.
Got your 3 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So you can see that you've got your pink chain wrapped into your stitch. So it's almost invisible. If you pull at it, you can see it's in there, but we're going to hide that pink chain away. And then we're going to repeat that 3 more times. So yarn over, under the next grey stitch, make your next treble. And then twice more, always working underneath the chain as well. So like you say, you can't see the chain on the other side either. So it's like so. I'll show you how that looks. So you can, when you look close, you can see the pink peeking through, but you never notice it on the actual cardigan.
No, you never notice it, no, with any of the colours, in fact.
No, it's really clever. So you've enclosed your pink chain into your grey stitches. So you had your chain 3, then 4 trebles. I'll just show you on the back as well. Looks the same on the back. And back down here, you've got 1 treble left. We don't work that one. You're going to chain 1. So you chain 1 in the air and you're skipping over that one. And now we're going to work into the chain 1 space in the heart. So it's the only place in this row where you work into the heart. So you've got your, if you remember for the pink hearts, we did 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles. If you give them a little pull, you can see your chain space there. So we're going to go into here next, and you're just going through the hole. So we're going to make a double crochet in there. So put your hook through the hole made by that chain space, pull the yarn back through, you've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over through 2. Then you chain 1 again, and you're looking back down now at the second row, and you're going to skip the first one and find the next one along, and you're going to do 4 trebles in a row. So where you've got your 6 in a row here, you skip the first and you skip the last, so you're doing 4 trebles in a row there. So I've done chain 1, and then I'm going to do, make sure I have skipped that one, yes, 4 trebles in a row. And that's your repeat along there, and this is where it's fun because you then see the heart pattern emerging.
Yes. Like you said, it's actually really satisfying, isn't it, for
It's,
someone
yeah.
who is newer to crochet?
Exactly. If you've done, I was talking on Instagram to a lady who's just recently finished the sweater vest that I had on last time,
Yeah.
and she was asking how difficult is that compared to the sweater vest. It's the perfect next step because
Oh, great.
it's really no more difficult. It's just a different way of working. So
Oh,
it's a
look
really
at the
good-
heart as well. You see it there emerging. Perfect.
So as you work it, I'm easily pleased. I just find it so fun. Oh, the heart. So then you're going to do the same thing. So you chain 1. So I've got my little chain there. I've done it automatically. Skip this one, this stitch down here. And you're going to do a double crochet into that chain 1 there. Chain 1. Skip the next one along. So the next treble from your second row. So it's your next, in my case, grey V, skipping that one and going to the following one. And then you're doing 4 trebles in there.
I was going to ask them, is your tension quite loose as a crochet? Or-
Mine's pretty much average.
Okay.
So most of the time, if I'm following a pattern, it's as it should be with
Yeah.
the sizing.
Yeah.
So it's quite a good one to sort of measure your own tension from
Yeah.
if you're doing one of my patterns. So
Yeah.
if you find your work comes out quite a bit tighter than mine, then it's probably the case that you normally need to go up a hook.
Go up a hook.
If it's
okay.
tighter, and if your work comes out much looser than mine, it's probably the case that you normally have to go down a hook.
And so what size
So-
hook are you using, sorry, a 4?
So this is a 4, which is a standard with double knit. So if
Yeah.
you look on the back of any of your balls of wool, it will show you what size hook you should be using.
Oh, that's good.
So it says, in fact, here it says needle size. It's got a picture of knitting needles. Some of the brands have got crochet hooks on there too. Some haven't, but it's transferable.
Are they the
So-
same? So what's the knitting needle size?
So the
does it
knitting needle
say?
size says 4mm.
Oh, so
so
it's
the
the same.
crochet hook size would be 4
Oh,
millimetre.
fab.
So even if it doesn't have a picture of a crochet hook on there, you can still use that needle size as a guide for what hook you should use.
Brilliant.
So it's a 4mm, and that's normally the case with double knitting. So I'm just going to pop along and do the rest of that. So chain 1. Skip that last. Oh, hang on, I didn't finish those. Oh, I tell
Sorry,
you.
it's because I spoke to you.
It's fine. I tell you what, I didn't
It's really
skip
easy
either.
to. That's what I find
It's
brilliant
brilliant
about
for
crochet.
taking out. Yeah.
It's a lot easier than knitting to correct yourself, isn't
much
it?
easier. And I've just popped all those stitches out because I didn't skip the stitch down here. And I always say when I'm teaching, so I do a lot of private teaching as well. I
Okay.
do a lot of Zoom classes, and I do one-to-one classes, and I do groups. I do a lot of private teaching, and I always say to people, if you go, you can't expect to not go wrong. You will go wrong. It's the same with any craft. You'll make mistakes. But
Yeah, even this is your pattern and you've just gone wrong.
exactly. So, but learning to rectify that is the key. And actually,
course.
every time you put right a mistake, you learn something more about crochet.
Yeah.
So it's all part of it.
So you did something wrong. How have you gone back to correct yourself?
So all you do is you pull the end of the. So you've got your little loop that your
Yeah.
hook was in.
Yeah.
Take your hook out of there, so you can see it there, and then just pull this end of yarn that's still attached to your ball, and it will just pop out stitch by stitch back to where you need to be. So they
That's
call
so
it
easy.
frogging.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard
so,
that term.
Yeah, it's
I
a
did
term you
question
hear
it
a lot.
before.
Yeah. And I think it's around the idea that you rip it out, ribbit, but I may well be wrong. I always think also it's a bit like hopping because it kind of pops out in little jumps. So what I had done wrong is I had not skipped one down here, even though I told you to. So I'm going to go into the next one. That's it.
I suppose because it's a hard design, you can see quite clearly
You
if you've got
quickly
wrong.
see, yeah, because you're doing that repeat, the thing that made me realise I'd gone wrong is that I had 2 stitches left at the end here instead of just 1.
Right.
So that's great because your repeat is over those 6 stitches. So you can quickly see that's not worked out right. I must have done something wrong there. So chain 1, double crochet in here, chain 1, skip 1. Don't forget that this time, Sam. 1 into each of the next 4. So you can see I've just done a really small swatch, but the number of hearts you get will depend on what size of cardigan you're making. And I've also put that in there so you'll know how many hearts you should be aiming for.
Lovely demo. Oh, would make a lovely baby blanket.
Oh, it really would.
Just finished squares for a hobby garden jumper. So easy to follow the pattern. Oh,
Oh, thank you. That's great
what's
to hear.
brilliant.
Thank you, Hazel.
oh, thank you. Let us
Okay.
know how you get on.
Yeah, I'd love to see a photo of it. I always love seeing photos of the finished projects. So, okay, so I'm now at the end here, and I will do my 4. I'll skip 1 and do my 4 trebles. And then what I want to show you is what I do with that very last stitch. So the very last stitch is here, and it's where we made that double and changed colour.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's there, and we made the double into the 3rd of the 3 chain. So you're going to just put 1 last treble on top of that where you made that double. So it just encloses that whole last stitch there so that you don't see any pink. Okay, and there's your row of your
I love
hearts
it.
finished. Yeah.
Love it.
Okay.
Could I do then? Yeah, so you've got a row of pink, a row of, yeah, you can choose how you want to do it if you want to do it
with the
round,
rainbow
yeah.
one, whatever order you would
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So, or you could do 2 or 3 of pink and then 2 or 3 of yellow and get a bit more blockish look to
Yeah,
it.
like
So,
ombre. Sort
yeah,
of, yeah,
exactly. Okay, so then there's another couple of rows to this repeat. So I'm now on, so 1, 2, 3, row 5. So you're going to chain 5, not 5, 3, chain 3. Distracted myself with my row 5. So chain 3, turn it, and for this one, you're filling in the spaces basically. So you're putting 1 treble into the top of every stitch. Where you come to a chain 1 space, you put a treble in there. Double crochet has a treble, chain 1 space has a treble. So for those that are a little bit more experienced with their crochet, that will probably seem like a straightforward thing to do. But for those that are not so experienced, I have talked through it all in detail in the pattern.
How can you tell from looking at a crochet which is the front and which is the back?
So that's a really good question. When you're working in rows, there isn't really an obvious front and back. However, with this pattern, you have got, I think, quite a different look to the hearts on the front and back. So the hearts will always face the same way. So you'll always have, this is the front, I think of it as the front of the hearts. You've got the V sloped towards you. If I just get my crochet hook, I can pop that underneath the 2 strands of that V. And they will always sit the same way because of the way the pattern works with the repeat. You'll always have them facing that way. And then the back looks like so. It's very, very simple, very not subtle is the word I'm looking for. Very subtle difference, but it is there. So
it looks lovely on the inside as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And they'll always be facing the same way. So whichever way you choose, it's completely up to you. And it might be that you like it better the other side.
But obviously keep it consistent.
You will, and it will be consistent because of the way the pattern falls.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I've done my chain 3, and then I'm going to work along. So I've got a treble in the first stitch, a treble in each of the next 3. So wherever you have a treble stitch, you put a treble. Then you've got the chain 1 space here, put a treble in there, so just into the hole created by that chain 1 space. Then you've got the double crochet that you made in the top of the heart there, so just make a treble in there. And then you come to the next chain 1 space, again the hole, so make a treble in there. And then again you're working into the trebles. So you just work all the way along. So it'll be 1 treble into each of the next 4. One treble in the chain space, like so. 1 treble into that double, 1 treble in the next chain space, and then you start again with 1 treble into each of the next 4. So, and I'll show you as I go along. And now this one is just adding a little bit of depth to the repeat really, and fills in those gaps made by those chain 1s. I'll show you when I get to the end how it looks even more hearty.
We've got about 5 minutes, Sam,
Okay.
and we're going to recap the kits.
Okay, so I'll just pop along to the end here. And then I can show you how it looks. So just repeating everything I've just gone through. And I can almost, in fact, if I just get along here. Right. So you can see how that has just emphasised the shape of the hearts.
Yes.
And then you'll go all the way to the end, and then you'll chain 3 and turn it, and then you just do a simple row of trebles.
Okay.
And then you're ready to start next heart row. So
Which is a repeat again. Like
it's a
you said,
repeat
just what you've
again.
just
So
done.
it's the whole pattern is actually a repeat of 4 rows.
Okay.
So you've got the heart row, and then you've got 3 rows of trebles on top of it to make it look hearty.
Yeah.
And then you start again. So and you know, if you're starting with the back, which is will be the first bit you come to in the pattern, that's a rectangle. And so you're just working back and forth in these rows, and you'll really get the hang of the pattern. It works up so quickly, as hopefully you can see from my demo. And then for the front panels for the cardigan, you work up on your repeat, and then a little bit of shaping at the top here, which is just a decrease. Again, talked through in great detail in the pattern.
Brilliant.
So and then you end up with 3 bits. So you've got your 2 front panels and your back panel.
Yeah.
You join them together, and then you've got ribbing for your bottom edging and your cuffs.
So is that done separately?
So that is added on to your piece of crochet.
Right.
So you've got the sleeves as well. So when you come to sew it together, if you're making it for yourself, I'd really recommend trying it on and thinking how big you want the sleeves to be. So I was at a crochet club recently. We sit in a garden centre on a Friday morning, about 12 of us, and
Where
crochet.
are you based? Whereabouts
I'm
are
in
you?
Tring in Hertfordshire.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
I was doing this and I was putting it on. So I'd got to the stage, it looked like a waistcoat. I was sewing it up here. So you can sew it or double crochet, it's up to you. And I was literally putting it on over my top and seeing if I was happy with the length
Sleeve,
that I'd
yeah.
left for my armhole for my sleeve. And then the sleeve is just rounds of trebles. So you add that onto the garment as you work it. And then
all in the pattern though,
all
isn't
in
it?
the pattern, yeah. And you can make your sleeve as long or as short as you want. I like mine quite long.
Yeah.
Claire's is a little bit shorter. That's sort of 3/4 length on me
Oh, yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
I've got quite long arms, but you can have a look at the photographs of me wearing them and you'll see. But that's completely up to you.
I love a 3/4 length sleeve as well. I think they're
Yeah,
really
and they're
nice.
practical, aren't they? For
Yeah.
when you've got babies and you're
That's
washing
it.
up and changing nappies and have to
Absolutely,
pull
yeah.
your sleeves up.
But then I
first.
like that it's got the cuffs, it's got the detail
Yeah.
sort of. I do like a balloon sleeve as well.
Yeah,
that
so you've got a
still
bit of a
the cuff.
decrease there, which is all talked through to get bring your
fab.
arm in. So you've got the balloon sleeve if you want it, but you can go as narrow or as balloony as you like with your sleeves.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
Love
you
them.
can be really versatile as you're working it. You can either make it exactly like mine, or you can make tweaks along the way, which I've talked you through in the pattern.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so
Thank you so much. Thank
you're
you, Sam.
welcome. Pleasure.
You've been so clear,
Oh,
so
thank
clear.
you.
Jot down today's date. It's always worth having, the demonstration on YouTube when you get the kits home. But Sam does hold your hand through all of your pattern and instructions. It is 13-page instruction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Booklet, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're on the fan page, aren't you?
I'm on the fan page, yeah. I've got my own Facebook page and group as
Fab.
well. I'm always available to answer questions.
And that's
so
Adventures in Crafting.
Adventures in Crafting, yeah. So do feel free to message me, email me, whatever works best for you, and I'm happy to answer questions about patterns.
And now I suppose, classes and workshops and things all back up and
Yeah,
running.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
If you're local.
yeah.
Or you do the Zoom ones as well, don't
I do
you?
Zoom ones,
Oh,
local ones. I
fab.
have people come and stay. I do what I call a retreat day.
Oh
it's
my
like a crochet
gosh.
spa day.
How
I have people come and
amazing.
stay in local hotels for those.
Lovely.
So, yeah, so have a look at my website if that sounds good.
We were talking about doing a spa retreat, weren't we? Maybe we
There you
should tie that in, the
go.
crochet one. Thank you ever so much. When are you back on with us?
I'm back on in 3 weeks' time.
Fabulous.
Actually, it might be 4 now. March the 14th, I think, is the date.
Brilliant.
So,
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Thanks for
We'll
having
be
me.
in our new home by then. We'll be in our new studio.
Oh, how exciting.
We'll make sure you know about it.
Yeah,
You'll find
definitely.
we're only around the corner. Thank you ever so much, Sam.
You're welcome, thank you.
As always, amazing show. Those of you that have got any of the kits in your basket, do check out. I know that we were all watching the demo, but if there's anything that you've got in your kit, please do check out. Right, you have got Eternal. Which one do you want to do? The grey? So just so you know, we're now literally on the last couple of these remaining. I think there's 5 left, that's it. If you want to be quick, you do get enough to be able to make the 5XL. You have plenty there to be able to do the largest size, all of your silver, 7 of the silver, and all of those beautiful rainbow colours. Plus, don't forget, you get your pattern. So then, once you've got it home, it's in double knit, make it with your own yarn, different colours. Do you know, you're going to get a lot of compliments on this. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to want it for Christmas. A lot of people are going to want it in the summer. Absolutely gorgeous. Get the pattern. And then, of course, like we had the message in saying about how lovely it would be for a blanket as well. Once you know the stitch and you know how to do it, once you've got the pattern, there's a lot that you're going to be able to do. I know Tina, she says, I like the sound of a crochet spa day. So 7 of the silver. I always think, you know, as we're getting towards spring and summer, it's lovely to have cardis like this, over little dresses, when it starts to get a bit cooler in the evening, when you still need a nice knitted cardi, but especially these lovely colours. The bright colours are going to look beautiful in the spring. Beautiful. I know that Rebecca Reed will be all over this. She'll be pinching that rainbow one if you're not careful. You've got to take that with you. Okay, 11 of these in baskets, certainly not 11 left. If you desperately want that colourway, you've got to check out now. Be quick, because that's about to sell out. And that's with the lovely, bright colours. Have you seen it made up? There it is behind. And here's a picture of Sam. I love the coloured cuffs. And the bottom, and the different buttons as well. Have a look on the Yarn Lane page or the Sewing Street page. There's lots of different buttons, but raid your stash as well. If you want to do it with buttons, you don't have to do it with buttons. There's an option with buttonholes, there's an option without. Okay, the next one is the blue, which is the one that Sam's wearing. Great with your jeans, perfect if you wear denim. And I think blue just goes with everything, doesn't it? Just goes. You could use some of your own yarn as well if you want to do different colours. It's double knit, isn't it?
Absolutely, that's a great idea. If you want a different shade of blue in there, or, or add something else in.
Yeah, to randomly pick out like a row that you can have a different shade of blue or a different colour. But you have plenty in here to do the cardi in the largest size. So you have 7 of the navy and 2 of the denim. Plus you get your 13-page instructions. All of your pattern is there included. And I love just how beautifully presented they come in your nice drawstring bags as well. And it says Adventures in Crafting. Feel the Love Cardigan Crochet Kit Eternal. So if you are gifting this for somebody as well, even if you don't crochet, but you're gifting it for somebody who does, this is brilliant. All washable as well. Oh, I was going to ask you, do I need to then reblock it after washing? Is that
definitely. That's a good term. Yeah.
Thank you.
So lay it out on some towels maybe and just gently shape it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because obviously often, especially if they're hand washed, they can be quite heavy. Yeah. So you don't want it to stretch out.
No.
But yeah, just reshape it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. The one that I'm wearing is the black and neutral. It's not black and white. It's black with like an oatmeal-y colour. In fact, this colour is beautiful. It's called Natural, but it is a really, really lovely tone. So we've got 7 of the black, 2 of your natural, and your instructions, all for $41.99. I won't get them all out, but this is the one that Kat was saying this would be nice with just a random red row. Something.
Now that would be so nice. What a great idea. Yeah.
Red, just red. Because could you do a random heart? But I suppose because it's a row, it would need to be a row.
You could. All that will happen is if you choose to do a random heart, you just have got a few more ends to weave in. You could totally do that. It's a really good idea.
There you go, Kat.
Mental
There
notes.
you go. $41.99. Quick, trademark it, casual ideas. I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing that. We'll have a chat, Sam, she said. Okay, and all of your pattern is obviously included in the bag as well for $41.99. Great price, isn't it? Really good price. Especially as, you know, Sam has put more than enough in here. So hopefully, if you do want to make it slightly longer, if you do want to make any of the sleeves bigger, or you know, use the contrasting colour to do around the ribbing, or to do on the cuffs, you've got enough to be able to do that. Now this is in koala and rose. It's beautiful, really beautiful. For spring, I think this will look absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Light blue pair of jeans, little cami top, all your pastel colours. That's so beautiful. Really beautiful. £41.99. Remember, 7 of the koala colour, and then 2 of your rose as well, all £41.99. Now is definitely the time to be checking out. We've been so lucky to have the relationship that we do with Sam and Adventures in Crafting. Remember, it is exclusive to Yarn Lane, designed especially for us, brand new in today, out today by the looks of things, and exclusive to us for the next 3 months. So if you do want to, of course, get involved, do make the most of it. They're absolutely amazing instructions as well, 13 pages. And look, it's not just, you know, abbreviations. Everything is so thorough, really thorough. Do make sure, if you haven't worked with any of Sam's patterns before, give this a go. You'll be over the moon with your purchase, I'm sure. Okay, thank you ever so much for today. It's been lovely. It's flown by, hasn't it? I'm back with you tomorrow. When's Yarn Lane back, Kat? Saturday. Yarn Lane's back on Saturday with John Scott. Tomorrow, no Yarn Lane, but brilliant show on Sewing Street. So please do make sure you join me. It's dressmaking tomorrow with Fiona Hesford, so it'll be fabulous. Thank you so much. Yarn Lane, don't forget, is back on Saturday. Do check out your baskets. There's another flurry of people just checking out on those kits. Thank you ever so much, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. It just flies by, doesn't it, Yarn Lane? It goes too quickly. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you for your company, and we'll see you bright and early on Sewing Street tomorrow at 8 a.m.